The moment Queen Zyretha of the Altherian dominion stepped from her crashed escape pod onto the rocky earth, her posture was regal even in ruin. Her long bioluminescent robes, woven from star silk, shimmered in the moonlight as though the stars themselves clung to her. Her crown, an elaborate circlet of shimmering crystal, still rested on her brow, though cracked from the impact. Altherians were a proud and ancient race, their empire spanning hundreds of worlds. Their monarchs were seen as living deities, voices of cosmic destiny. For Zyretha, surrender or vulnerability had never been permitted, even in the darkest hours. When her flagship fell under siege by rebel war fleets, she chose escape rather than capture, launching herself alone toward an uncharted planet, Earth. She staggered through the alien forest, feet sinking into cold mud, her luminous robes snagging on branches. Exhaustion gnawed at her elegant poise, and pain pulsed through her crystalline veins with every heartbeat. Yet she held her head high. She was a queen. She would die as one if she must. In a small clearing ahead, she saw a human campfire, its gentle light dancing against the trees. A single figure knelt by it, tending a pot. He looked up, eyes catching the glow of her alien form. He did not kneel, did not bow. He simply stood, cautious but unafraid. She stepped forward, each word carved from centuries of royal command. "I am Queen Zyretha of Altheria. My empire." The man held up a hand gently. "Whoa, hold on. You look like you're about to fall over. Sit." Zyretha blinked, words caught in her throat. No one had ever spoken to her so plainly, as if she were merely a traveler lost in the woods. Her legs gave way without her permission, and she collapsed onto a mossy rock. The human, his name, she would learn later, was James, rummaged through a worn pack and drew out a simple wool blanket. Without ceremony, he draped it around her shoulders, tucking it gently so it wouldn't slip. His hands were rough, warmth seeping through her trembling frame. "I can offer you power," she managed between ragged breaths. "Riches, entire moons studded with diamond seas. My crown." She raised shaking hands to her head, began to lift the cracked circlet. But James shook his head firmly. "Keep it," he said softly. "I don't need a crown. You look like you need rest more than a throne." He guided her closer to the fire, set a mug of steaming broth in her hands, and fussed over a simple bedroll laid on a soft pile of leaves. Zyretha sat numbly, the taste of warmth on her tongue like a long-forgotten language. For hours, he spoke of ordinary things, the unpredictable weather, the stubbornness of local deer, the strange shape of nearby mountains that looked like sleeping giants. His words fell on her ears like rain on dry soil. Slowly, her trembling eased. Her luminous glow, usually so fierce, softened into a gentle pulse. When she tried to stand again, offering her title and crown once more, James simply nudged her down. "Tomorrow," he said firmly. "You can tell me all your royal plans tomorrow. Tonight, you're safe. Sleep." Zyretha lay down on the bedroll, the blanket wrapped tightly around her. The ground beneath her felt foreign, but it also felt real, honest in a way her empire never had. Her crown, still perched askew on her brow, suddenly felt heavy and unnecessary. As the night deepened, she watched the human stoke the fire, humming to himself. The small flames cast dancing shadows across his face, illuminating lines of hardship and kindness. In that glow, she felt something she had not felt since her coronation, peace. When morning came, she did not rise to deliver royal decrees. Instead, she remained wrapped in the blanket, inhaling the smell of smoke and dew, listening to the soft sounds of James preparing food. Days turned into weeks. Each morning she would insist on repaying him with promises of cosmic wealth or command. Each time, James would laugh, hand her a wooden cup of tea, and insist she help gather berries or mend nets instead. She learned to watch the clouds for rain, to fish along the rocky stream, to laugh when the wind scattered her carefully collected herbs. And slowly, her regal posture shifted. Her luminous glow no longer a constant beacon of power, but a warm shimmer that pulsed gently when she laughed or spoke kindly to the birds that gathered at their camp. One evening, as stars blinked into existence above the treetops, Zyretha finally removed her crown and set it quietly by the fire. She did not announce it as a gesture of surrender or loss. She simply looked at James, her eyes reflecting the flickering light. "You gave me something I had forgotten even existed," she whispered. James smiled, poking the fire with a stick. "And what's that?" "A place," she said softly. "Not a throne. Just a place." From that night on, she no longer offered titles or treasures. She offered stories of her world, of her ancestors, of starlight rituals and shimmering halls of crystal. In return, James shared tales of rainstorms that lasted all night, of bonfires and dances, of simple kindnesses that mended broken souls. In each other's stories, they built a quiet world of their own. No crowns, no subjects, only two hearts sharing warmth beneath 1,000 silent stars. She had offered her crown, thinking it was her greatest gift. But a human offered her something far more precious, a blanket, a place to rest, and the quiet certainty that, for the first time, she did not have to be anything but herself.